Hi. I wasn't planning on recording today, let alone going live. Um, in fact, I wasn't going to do anything until after this was over. But I got I, I got talked into it because it's one thing to talk about life and productivity and getting things done when everything is going smoothly. When you make plans and execute on them, or you make plans and then maybe you don't get through all of your plans just because you get sidetracked or you have a lack of focus, more things coming in, whatever. um, but productivity, when life throws you a curveball that you're not expecting, that's that's a whole topic in itself. I've got a couple thoughts on that. First, I'm not entirely sure what's going on. I don't think it's anything serious. I think I'm most of the way through this. Um, but back at New Year's Day, I I noticed that I had some redness in my eye. The next day, a little sensitivity to light. The next day, a little difficulty seeing, and so I made an appointment to go and talk to a doctor. I've had a couple appointments now. Um, Hopefully, I have bottomed out and am now just improving. I'm through the worst of this, and I'll be back in full stride pretty soon. Um, but it's made for an interesting year. It's like 2020 couldn't just say goodbye and go quietly into the night. It had to take a parting shot at me. So here we are. Welcome to 2021. Um, but life happens like this. I haven't been able to get done any of the things that I was planning on getting done in early January. Um, it's not that I've done nothing, but I've been doing other things instead. Um, and I've got a couple of thoughts on this that I want to share. The first of those is that rest is an action. It can take conscious effort to set aside your plans and just be quiet and let yourself rest. I remember once in college, it was like Thursday, uh, and somebody asked me what my plans were for the weekend. And I said, "Oh, I'm not doing anything." And they said, "Oh, well, we're having a big get together. We're gonna have dogs on the grill, burgers. We're gonna be watching the game. You should come over. You're welcome." And I thanked them and said, "No, I'm sorry, but you misunderstand, or I wasn't clear. I'm not doing anything this weekend. I'm doing nothing. We had a couple of busy weeks with homework and exams and whatnot, and I needed the break. I was probably going to turn the game on, yeah, but I was just going to flop on the couch and just soak it in and just do a bunch of nothing. Let my mind decompress and give myself a chance to breathe, a chance to think again." Um, it's also been an opportunity, the last week and a half, for me uh, to get in a bunch of naps. I'm a big fan of naps, even under normal circumstances. Michael Hyatt turned me on to naps, 7, 8 years ago now. They're a great productivity boost. If you have an hour break for lunch, if you can eat lunch in 20 to 30 minutes, you've got another 20 to 30 minutes that you can take a nap. You can get wonderfully rejuvenated in that. It's something that I've been taking a lot of advantage of, since we've all been working from home. I'm going to miss that when I have to go back into the office someday. Um, Second, and kind of continuing down this line of thinking of rest being an action, healing and getting well is a project, and it's a high value project. It's at least Q2, depending on the severity of it, depending on what it is. It may very well be Q1. It's the sort of thing that you drop what you're doing and you make room for it. Because if you're not well, then that has an impact, a very real, a very negative impact on anything else that you're trying to do. And so healing, getting well, is something that needs to take priority over other projects. You push them off. Let those who let other stakeholders know that what's going on. This could be as simple as letting calling your boss, letting your supervisor know that, hey, I've got a cold. I'm not coming in today. I feel miserable. I don't want to get everybody else sick. But let those who know, who have a need to know that you're not feeling well. They understand. They get sick too. They know what it's like. And make room for the things you need to do to heal, because you're going to have doctor's appointments. You're going to have physical therapy potentially. You're going to have time to lay flat on your back and let eye drops soak in while you don't do anything. These actions take time, and you need to make room for that on your schedule. In the short term, you are absolutely going to feel like you are being lazy and you're not getting anything done. Your productivity is tanking, but don't get hard on yourself for that. You're not doing. It's not that you're not doing anything, and I realize I'm kind of conflicting my own language from 2 minutes ago. You are doing something. You're doing something very valuable. You are resting. You are healing. You're getting better. You're getting stronger, and that is a very important thing to focus on. Sometimes that is the most important thing for us to focus on. Studies have shown that driving while we're tired is more dangerous than driving while our blood alcohol level is above the legal limit. So driving while drowsy is worse than driving when we're drunk. We understand that we shouldn't drive while drunk. We shouldn't drive while drowsy either. And just think of how we wear that badge of constant fatigue as an honor. We need to take better care of ourselves. Now, there are some people who say that anytime we get sick, it's something that's preventable. It's a signal that we aren't taking care of ourselves properly. And to an extent that's true, but that's not universally applicable. That says that everything bad that happens to us is preventable. And not everything can be prevented. A lot of things can be mitigated if we're in good health. But you never know when you're going to go through an intersection and some guy in a pickup truck is going to run a red light and hit you. Bad things happen. And when they do, we need to adjust. Third, it would be really easy when things go wrong. When we get sick, when we get injured, to focus on all of the things that this means we cannot do, all of the downside to it. And we need to, if we go down that line of thinking, it's very disempowering, because we just start throwing a pity party and, oh, woe is me, and the universe is aligned against me. I can't do this. I can't do that. We focus on everything that we can't do, and we completely lose sight of all of the things that we can do. So in every situation, especially when there are setbacks and things happen that we don't want to have happen, focus on what's possible. Ask yourself, what does this enable? What does this make possible? What can I do now that I wasn't able to do before? For example, right now, it is probably fair to say that I have spent more time this year with my eyes closed than I have with my eyes open. And that's something that I usually pass that point sometime mid-afternoon on New Year's Day. And, here we are, a week and a half in, and I think that still holds. There's not a lot I can do, but I've been listening to some great audiobooks. Right now I'm going through Time Smart by Ashley Williams. I've listened to a couple of great podcast episodes. A friend recommended a new podcast that I'm checking out. I'm enjoying it so far. This Week in Trek. I've had some really great conversations with people, just sitting down and talking. Conversation is a lost art. It's something that we used to sit around and do for great lengths of time, and we don't do that so much. We text each other. And there have been a couple of times now where I've needed to have a conversation with somebody. And normally, I might have just texted them. And you have a couple texts back and forth over the course of the day. And it suffices. You exchange the information that you need to. But because texting was hard on the eyes, I just put in the headphones and give them a call. Talk with them. It was fun. We enjoyed it. Got to talk with a couple of people I haven't spoken to for a while. And when you first call somebody up out of the blue, they can be a little suspicious. Like, what's up? What do you need? Just tell them, hey, I've got a minute. Wanted to call and chat. Nothing's up. Just wanted to chat. Try it. It's fun. They'll wonder what you're up to. Being injured, recovering, this downtime that it gives you, it also presents you with an interesting opportunity to just strip everything away and see what you miss. Because when you stop doing everything, there are going to be things nagging at you in the back of your mind that, I need to do this, I need to do this. Well, do you? Can somebody else do that? Like, I wish I could be doing this, or I wish I could be doing that. Do you? You'll find that there are some things that you legitimately miss doing. You'll find that there are some things that you're glad that you don't have to do them for a bit, and you're not really looking forward to getting better and having to go back to doing those things. So also spend some time just thinking about, what is it in your life that matters the most to you? What makes you happiest? What are the things that you have let into your life that bring you down, and maybe you need to not let back into your life? We've kind of been going through this on a global scale with all the lockdowns, and now as things are starting to open back up, there's talk about going back to normal. And there are a lot of places where I hope we don't go back to normal. I hope we go forward to a different and better normal. We've had a chance to strip away so many of the things that we do out of habit, out of momentum, out of a sense of obligation, whether it's justified or not. And so many things have stopped. Don't blindly add them back in. Be thoughtful and intentional about it. When you have the opportunity to clear your calendar, clear your task list, and start over with a clean slate, don't waste that opportunity. Take advantage of it. And that's something that I'm hoping to do a bit as we come out as I come out of this. Something that we should all probably do a little bit more than we do. Something that we should be a little more willing to do than we are. We feel that once we start something, we have to continue it at all costs. We become afraid of change. And we shouldn't be afraid of change. But that's all for now. Thanks for showing up. I hope this has been helpful. And I hope that you have a wonderful and prosperous year, and that you take some time to reflect on the things that you have let into your life, and ask yourself whether there's anything there that shouldn't be. And if you got that out of your life, what would that make room for? Is there a better way that you could use that time? And whatever you're going through, What does it make possible? I am Coulter Reed, your productivity coach. Stay safe, stay sharp.